Hello everyone, welcome to Abhyas IM Prep. So we are happy to announce that we started a current affairs series exclusively for interview preparation for IIM candidates, like those who are preparing for IPMAT examinations. It is very useful. So today we are going to start a topic on current affairs. Within this series you will be having a multiple current affairs topics which are useful for your interview preparation. So let's start our discussion today. So first topic which we are going to deal with, Venezuelan crisis. So we already know that recently USA has captured the president of Venezuela, Nicolás Maduro, and taken to USA for prosecution. So let us understand in the next 5 to 10 minutes, so what is the issue, what exactly happened, and what is the implications on India. So this is what we are going to learn in this today's session. So in a crisp format. So let's start our discussion. So why did USA capture the Nicolás Maduro? What is the interest of USA in Venezuela actually? So see, there are multiple reasons. The reason is not a single point. So first, resource curse. Like in Venezuela, we know that it has a world's largest known resources of crude oil. So 20% of world's crude oil is available in Venezuela. So, but the thing is, they don't know how to utilize this. So there are multiple reasons for that. So first reason is that the crude available in Venezuela is not as efficient as other resources. It is very highly density and poor quality. It has to be refined in a specialized complex manner. So but though they have lot of resources, one, it is not in a good quality. Other reason is that the administration. So the ideology of Nicolás Maduro, they are socialist and communist. So they don't believe in democracy as such. So they don't follow human rights. So they always violate human rights. That is the reason why USA imposed sanctions on Venezuela between 2014 and 17 because they are violating the human rights. So because of availability of resources, they focused exclusively on exporting the oil. So generally for an economy to prosper, it requires primary, secondary and tertiary sector development. But in the case of Venezuela, they focused only on the development of oil exports, but they did not focus on others. Like they did not focus on agriculture development, they did not focus on manufacturing as well as tertiary. They focused only on oil. So for other things, for food, health, clothes, textiles, everything they need to import from other countries. So whatever the revenue they are getting from oil exports, that revenue they are using to import the required things. But see, if you depend on only one aspect, a small disturbance in that flow will fluctuate the entire economy. Similarly, what happens during COVID, everything was locked down, so no exports and imports. Drastically, oil prices has fallen down from $109 per barrel to $20 per barrel approximately. So almost 80 to 90% fall of prices. That is where Venezuela's economy has shaken. So there is a lot of inflation because they did not focus on development of other sectors. Oil has stopped, revenue has stopped, so imports of other products also has stopped. So there's a limited supply of food and other things. So because of the lack of supply, prices of all the required essential goods have skyrocketed. There was a hyperinflation. So to escape from hyperinflation, to escape from economic crisis, what government has did, simply instead of focusing on increasing the supply of products, they simply focused on printing extra money, which in turn increased the inflation. So to escape that, people has started migrating to other countries. So there is a migration crisis. An estimated 8 million people have migrated to nearby surrounding countries, especially to USA. So along with them, see, the migration itself is not a problem. Though it is illegal migration, they have carried cocaine and fentanyl, a drug, along with them, which is a narco-terrorism. That means some few people out of 8 million estimated population, few people have used this as an opportunity to transport drugs to USA, which created a chaos in USA, which they termed it as a narco-terrorism. So fentanyl and cocaine is a major drug which is supplied from Venezuela to USA. USA government tried to stop the inflow of these drugs, but they requested many times. They have instructed Maduro to stop all these activities, but the government of Venezuela has failed. There might be another reason. One of the reason why government is unable to stop drug trade is that the person himself, Nicolás Maduro himself, involved in transportation of this drug. He is one of the lord of drug mafia lord, people will say. But the reports, there are official reports, did not confirm anything, but there is some allegations. So because of this, it created a lot of security crisis in USA. So because the people of USA are getting addicted to these drugs. So to protect the people of USA, USA government tried all the angles to impose sanctions on Venezuela because there are violations of human rights in Venezuela. There is inflation which because of which people are migrating to USA. During that process, drug trade is happening. To stop all these things, USA government tried to impose sanctions, but that sanctions, many countries, major countries did not follow the sanctions. Like Venezuela's economy depend on selling oil to Russia, China, and Cuba. So all these countries are again socialist and communist countries, and because of increasing trade activity between Venezuela and Russia, China, Cuba, themselves they are anti-USA, they are opponents to USA. So USA wants to eliminate the influence of this Russia, China in the Western Hemisphere. So that is called again Monroe Doctrine here. So you might have already heard about Monroe Doctrine, which increases the USA's influence in European nations, and this is a little modification to that Donald Trump and Monroe Doctrine, which combinedly called Monroe Doctrine, where aggressively influencing the US domination, US influence in the Western Hemisphere, and to prevent the influence of Russia, China in the Western Hemisphere. So this doctrine is called Monroe Doctrine. So coupling all these reasons, USA attacked Venezuela. They have captured Nicolás Maduro and they have started prosecution in USA. So this is one aspect. Now the other point is that how it is impacting India. That is the main thing we need to focus on during the interviews. So the main impact is that as such India doesn't have any particular impact because we are simply importing 0.3% of crude oil from Venezuela. Why? Because from 2017 there were sanctions on Venezuela. So India, ours is a neutral country, neutral economy. We maintain relations with every other country. So we did not try to bypass the sanctions. So we simply followed the sanctions. So because when on Venezuela there was a sanction, we stopped importing oil from Venezuela. That is one reason. Another reason is that, as I have already said, the oil which is available in Venezuela is very dense and highly sulfuric in nature. So this is not high quality. This is a poor quality. It requires a specialized refinery machines. So specialized and complex machines are required, only available with Reliance Industries. So in India we have only one company which can process the oil which is coming from Venezuela. No other company able to do that because of highly density nature and highly sulfuric in nature. So because of that, because the reliability is only on one particular industry, so we did not focus on bypassing the violation. So now Venezuelan government has changed, regime has changed. USA is involving in the supply of oil trade from Venezuela. So now again we got approvals to restart to purchase oil from Venezuela indirectly, and so Reliance Industries again equipping and focusing on refining the oil from Venezuela. So the capturing of Nicolás Maduro directly don't have any influence on India, any impact on India, because we are importing hardly 0.3% from Venezuela. And now because after the change of regime, new US government gave permissions to private companies to supply oil from Venezuela. In that process, we are also getting some oil, and we have restarted our Reliance Industries. So this is about Venezuelan oil crisis. So the crisis is in Venezuela, but for us it is not a crisis. There is no direct impact on us. Then why it is important for us? Because one country, USA, is attacking on another country. As per UN conventions, UN norms, no country no country should invade the other country. But what here USA has did, as per US law, if there is a threat to the internal security, US can invade any country to stop the threat, to protect USA from the threat. So here narco-terrorism has shown as an internal threat. So to escape from the threat, to prevent the threat, USA invaded Venezuela. So indirectly there is no violation of UN law as per the US law. So this is one of the main point. So this is about Venezuela, which is for our interview preparation. So more such videos will be made on all the required current affairs which is important for your interview preparation. So do subscribe and follow Abhyas IIM Prep channel for more such videos. And we're also launching all India mock test for IPMAT Indore and Rohtak exam on April 9th. So we will give the link in the description. Please do subscribe and follow for more updates. And we have also launched a crash course for Abhyas for IPMAT examinations. Those who are ready to ace the IPMAT exam as well as interview preparation in the next 30 to 40 days, you are also eligible to join here. So let's meet in the next video. Thank you.